You're listening to The A to Z of Spirituality by Divine Soul Yolandi Bossel. I work with light workers and starseeds who are ready to transform their lives and shine. I will be covering loads of topics relating to spiritual growth, and I will teach you what I have learned on my own journey so far. A journey of connecting with my sacred Mary Magdalene sisterhood, my cosmic lineage, my earth ancestors, sacred sites around the world, and my own divine soul. So, if you are ready for some profound ideas and deep spiritual connection, make sure you join me today. Grab a cuppa and let's shine. Hi, beautiful divine soul. I am very happy to be here in this space with you again today. And today our theme is H is for higher self. So for me, the concept or the term higher self is really exactly the same as soul. So I use them interchangeably. And when I speak about my higher self, I speak about my soul. It's the same terminology for me. So I see them as exactly the same thing. So when I change between them today, just be aware of that. So what I want to speak about today is something that I see very often, and I know that in my own spiritual journey, this was sort of my path as well, right? So when I started my journey and I was still like feeling into this whole thing of getting information and being able to like just connecting with my intuition and getting messages and channeling and all that good stuff, I had this tendency to always, when anything came in, I'd be like, oh, my guides gave me this, or oh, my guides gave me that, or I connected with this ascended master, or this star being, or this goddess, or this deity brought this information to me. And it was only once I really started looking after my DNA activation that I had this weird little light bulb moment where it was like, did you actually look and see that a lot of that stuff came from you? And this is not an ego thing or, oh my God, I'm so brilliant, but it's a soul reality, right? It's this moment in time where you realize that I don't have to go outside myself to actually find answers. And it's a bit of a wake up call, and it was for me because I had to reframe my ideas that I held, because my normal standard behavior was, ooh, let me go and connect with that deity or that goddess or that figure, and then communicate with them, and they will give me the answers. So when I started changing and I said, well, let me go and sit and get quiet and start listening what's bubbling up within me, then things started getting really interesting, because those moments of silence held quite profound little nuggets of wisdom. And those moments of silence had these um, like they were like little fountains of ideas that were popping up, and it was just like by turning all my attention inwards, and by me actually like not hanging on to and thinking about everyone else, but just like literally making my eyes come into my being, and my ears come into my being. All of a sudden all this like really cool stuff started brewing up, and I was like, ooh, this is exciting. So I think for me there, things really started changing, because in that space of going through that transformation and realizing that I was actually connecting with my soul and listening to my soul, I started really trusting things from myself a lot more. So my need to always have other people outside validate my work or help me to um, run my business or anything like that, right? Like that started getting less and less and less, because it was like, all I need to do is I need to tune into the energy of my soul and go, okay, babe, what do you want to do? Like, let's have a chat and let's see what happens. But I think in the beginning, because I didn't trust myself and I had to go through the process of learning to trust myself, I was giving my power away and I was putting all of the emphasis on everything that's outside of me. Now, what I'm not saying is that we don't and shouldn't be connecting with our guides or with ascended masters or angels or anything like that, because they are awesome, right? They, like, for me, I totally believe that sometimes they literally swoop in and drop things for me to look at and drop things for me to actually start exploring, right? So because there is that element of, like, there's that energetic relationship with these beings and energetic beings outside of us, and we can pull on their knowledge and everything. But when I get that nugget, I put it in my heart and I start working with that from my perspective, from my knowledge, from my knowing, and then I expand upon it, right? So I always look at them, they're a bit like awesome assistants. They come and they give you the memo with the headline, and they'll go, boom, you lady, look at that. And then I'll be like, oh, interesting. And then, okay, cool, let's tune in. What does my soul think about this? Okay. And then I have like my meetings, my business meetings go a bit like that. So the thing is, like, there is a space, but the reason I'm having this little chat with you today is that I want you to start thinking about, like, how do you see your soul? Like, what is your relationship with your soul? For me, many years, like, my soul was something that was way outside of me, and I kind of looked at her like I would look at an angel, right? She was kind of standing in the lineup of beings that I could connect with to get information, but I didn't see her as part of me. I didn't see her as literally inside of me, sitting inside my heart and talking to me all the time. But this is where I think I know that I made a mistake there by having that idea, because the moment I realized that actually she's sitting right inside here, she's just waiting for me to go, okay, listen, I'm going to open my ears now, and I'm going to open my heart now, and I'm going to start acknowledging everything that you are wanting to say, right? So I always think of our souls as extremely patient, beautiful beings who's kind of just sitting there going, okay, one of these days she's going to see me. One of these days she's going to know that I'm always with her. I've never been away from her. There's no missing pieces. I'm right here. I'm literally just waiting for her to start listening. And that for me was a beautiful realization. And my relationship with my soul is really so much fun. I love it when I get messages from her, or really cool things happen, and there's help for me, and there's like guidance, and then I'm just like, this is so amazing. Like, yeah, you just need to do this more. So I want you to just take a moment now, and I want you to just sit and feel into, or try and think about, like, where is she or he for you, right? Where's that part of you? Do you see it outside of yourself, or can you even fathom that there's something beautiful within you that is like a magical treasure chest? There is this, like, fountain of beauty and love and wisdom and information that is right in the center of your being, that is right here connected to this humanness of yours. So, what would that feel like for you? Could you even contemplate that? So, for me, I think just close your eyes and just be in that space. Okay. So, what I want to do now is I want to take just a few minutes. So, pause and sneak off and go and sit somewhere in a corner with your headphones on, and just give me 10 minutes of your time, because I just want to take you on a little introductory meditation into a let's feel what my soul feels like inside me meditation. So just take a few moments and allow yourself now to quickly come with me, and let's go and have some fun. Okay, so take a deep breath in and out. And I'm going to call in the beautiful guides and teachers and masters and angels and divine beings of light. I'm going to ask them to create a space of protection for us, and to create a space of guidance and blessing and healing if required for us as well. So this beautiful sacred space where we can go and connect with our souls and really just deeply feel what we need to feel today. Darasiana sekolo shikurisia karatekiana tangia laramaso. Okay, beautiful. So I see that I am being led to my sacred circle. So that's awesome. While you're standing next to me, if you want to bring any guides with, feel free. I'm always quite happy for the whole entourage to maneuver with us and to come and walk with us when we go into meditation. So visualize yourself now taking a walk into a beautiful, big, ancient forest with me. And have a look around, see what you see, feel what you feel, hear what you hear, whatever it is for you. Just allow yourself now to let your imagination run wild and come and play with me for a few moments. So, as we are gently walking through this beautiful forest, have a look around. And at the end of the pathway, there's a big clearing in the forest. And right in the middle of this clearing is my sacred circle that I love to work in. So this sacred circle has got 9 stones that's on the edges of the circle. And I want you to visualize how you're walking through the stones and right into the center of the circle. So take a seat right in the middle of the circle and then allow me to sit in front of you, and we can then start connecting our energy with Mother Earth. And just feel yourself really almost sinking into the ground as we sat here together. Taking a deep breath in. Visualize yourself also now placing your hands with your palms facing upwards on your knees. And I'm going to now connect my energy with your energy and allowing us to bring through what we need to see today. Tasingorasi alarai shongorosi malekutiritia kutiana livetia tarate. So as we're sat here together, I'm going to speak to you from my soul. Kusandarasi alaso kutorotia kiata hiliamaso kondrosi. And let me see what she wants to say today. Dangase kurosi alarasin kutiata. Okay, so what she's showing me is I've got an image of a flower right in front of me, but in the middle of the flower is goodness, what's it called? The little bits where the stamen is and where all the action happens, right? So we've got all the beautiful, say we have like what's the flower that I've got in front of me? I don't even know. It's some kind of little rose that I've got, right? And it's got these like I can see the yellows and the colors right in the center, and then I can see all these beautiful little leaves, everything around. And so what she's saying to me is that the humanness is like the petals of the flower. So it's very beautiful, and that's where all the prettiness is and all that good stuff. But right in the center of the flower is where all the action is happening. So that little piece right in the center of the flower is the most important part of the flower. It's the heart of the flower. And the soul wants us to understand that that is the she's saying that's the seat of the soul. The seat of the soul is that it's right in the center of the humanness, and that it is not, this part of the flower is not outside of the flower, but it's sitting right in the center of the flower. And that flower, the operation to get nourishment from the earth, right? The operation to pull in the sunlight, all of that type of stuff. Everything there happens from that little central point. So this little soul that's sitting in the center of that little flower is completely and utterly in charge of everything that has happened. And it speaks to the mind all the time. It speaks to the brain all the time. So what she's saying is, if you now take the anatomy of the human, or you take the energy body of the human, imagine how she is sitting right in the center of your chest, in that heart portal, in that space, right in the center of your chest where your heart is. And she's sitting there, that's your, she's saying soul control center. And then what happens is, when she has beautiful ideas, she sends it all up into the brain. Okay, so those impulses those little, I can see little flashes of light that goes. So it's that intuitive inspirations, those ideas that come, those moments of clarity. Like she is literally, like she pumps all of that stuff up into our brain, and then it allows us to recognize, like, oh, that's a brilliant thought. Oh my goodness, that's inspirational. And she's going, well, guess what? That all comes from me. Those little like moments, it's like those flashes, those moments, it comes from her. But what happens is that the human is so busy running around trying to survive on this earth plane with work and family and doing and just busyness, that this human never sits down and just goes, let me take a breath and allow those little flashes to come in, allow those little bits and pieces to go ping. Guess what? There's something amazing. But she's also saying, when we take moments in our day to stop and breathe, because every time I breathe, I connect with her. Every time I consciously breathe, I connect with her. So if I stop and I pause and I breathe, it gives her space to speak. Okay. So if I stop for 5 minutes and I have my cup of tea and I'm looking out the window, it gives her time to speak. If I stop for a minute whilst I'm driving my car and I switch the radio off and I'm just in that space of breathing and driving my car, it gives her space to speak. If I'm busy taking a walk and I put the podcasts off and I just allow myself to be in nature, it gives her space to speak. So that is what she wants. She literally just wants moments, and she doesn't require a lot because she can speak really fast and she's quite able to very succinctly come through for you. But you have to make space for her to speak to you. Because she is not anywhere away from you. She sat right here, and every time you give her a pause, every time you give her a breath, she can communicate with you. And don't allow yourself to think, oh, what a random thought. There are no such thing as random thoughts. She's constantly there trying to get your attention. So take a moment now while you are here with me and take a deep breath in. And I just want you to sit, and whatever the word is, whatever the sentence is, allow it to come up. No thinking, just feel into her. That's all it takes. Just a couple of breaths. So what she's asking now is, I could literally just stay in this space for another 20 minutes. But this space, this beautiful space of openness and of receptivity, is all that she requires, and it only takes a few breaths. So allow yourself to step into this space. Allow yourself to make moments, because it doesn't take much to make a moment. Just allow her to come through and connect with you, speak to you, and guide you, and help you. Sinkiara solashi kutretiya manekuta. Sevetiri seliaso sekiatarataya tola tekiate. So as you sit there now, I want you to take all of your attention into the center of your heart. I want you to breathe in, and I want you to feel yourself within yourself. Feel your soul, your higher self, really firm and stable and connected within your being. I want you to remember that connection. Just remember, it's not hard. Just feel it. All it takes is a breath. All it takes is a moment of knowing. Deshiangora Seta. Beautiful. So just take a moment to thank your beautiful soul, your higher self, for coming in today to talk to you, for speaking up. And also thank yourself for listening, because this is so beautiful. Okay, great. So we're going to take a moment now just to get up. So visualize yourself standing up. Give yourself a big hug while you're there. And then I want you to follow me. So I'm just thanking my soul for the message today that she shared, and we are now going to make our way out of the circle, all the way back through the forest, all the way back to the point where we started from. So I want you to visualize yourself now placing your feet firmly on the ground, the point where we started, putting all of your energy back into your body. I'm calling in the energy of Mother Gaia now also to hook into your heart, firmly pulling you back onto the surface of the earth. I want you to see how you pull all your energy back into your third dimensional body, into this moment, into where you are right now. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. That's it. Perfect. Okay, that was beautiful. So that was just a little taster of how you can actually start just connecting. It's not even that hard. It's absolutely happy space, beautiful. Could you feel how calm that energy was? Could you feel how serene that energy was? For me, that's always the best. I always feel like I've just been on holiday when I have like my little soul breathing moments. So just take yourself there. It's not hard. You saw. It's just like get quiet, start breathing, and then start asking. Okay. So that's my story today. For me, all my work is about remembering the soul. All my work is about listening to the soul, allowing her to speak and to come through. And so, yeah, I'll always be passionate about this little subject. So until next time, have an amazing week, and just give yourself time. Give yourself time to connect. Give yourself time to be in that space of loving on your own higher self. So the next time we will be dealing with I, and I'm very excited for that topic as well. Have a beautiful day further.